It's 30 feet long or 10 meters long, and don't get me wrong, it's absolutely gorgeous. However, I would be terrified to go near this thing.
Dude on TikTok that's building a 10-foot tall super robot, and I say super because of the capabilities that he's implementing into his design are a little bit scary.
Is it a dove? Where'd you come from?
Yo, welcome back to the channel, gang. We're back with some creepy and interesting TikToks that will make you question reality. And before we dive in, be sure to hit the like button because it does help me in the algorithm. But let's get it.
All of the Rugrats are a part of Angelica's imagination. They aren't real.
None of them?
Chucky died in the same accident that his mom died in. And that's why his dad is always so nervous and freaking out because he has to deal with that.
What about Tommy?
Well, Tommy was a stillborn. And that's why Stu goes down into the basement late at night, making toys for the son he wish he had.
That's why he's always depressed.
What are you doing?
Making chocolate pudding.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why on earth are you making chocolate pudding?
Because I've lost control of my life.
And the twins ended up being a miscarriage. It was early in the pregnancy, so Angelica didn't know if it was going to be a boy or a girl, so she just imagined both.
What about Susie?
Susie is real and going along with all of Angelica's crazy imaginations because it's her only friend. She tries to make her happy at all times. But the one baby that is real is Dill. Dill goes against Angelica's crazy imagination and doesn't do what she expects. And that's why Angelica freaks out on Dill all the time and gets so upset.
This massive animatronic breathes, and there's a video of it breathing at the end if you just want to go skip and see that. It's 30 feet long or 10 meters long, and don't get me wrong, it's absolutely gorgeous. However, I would be terrified to go near this thing. Once again, my account is about megalophobia and creepy things that I find creepy. But yeah, this thing is absolutely massive. Look at it compared to those two people up there. Also, damn girl, for free? It's an installation that's in London this month, and I think it's going to be there next month too. Maybe I'll actually go look at it because I am going to London next month. But it's in front of Somerset House, which is like an art kind of gallery place. But the fact that it breathes creeps me out so bad. Like, I'm just waiting for it to like break that glass and like escape and just like pummel people. Like, I'm going to be ready to fight. It's by an artist called Ty Shawnee, and it's called The Spell or The Dream, and she's sleeping, and I'm just waiting for her to wake up and wreak havoc. Watch this video of her breathing and let me know how you're feeling, and would you go near this thing?
For the mere fact it's breathing, I wouldn't trust being 20 feet from that glass case.
Tom Brady is considered to be one of the greatest football players who ever existed. But is he really? Who knows that Tom Brady was married to a witch who did rituals so that he won football games? Sound crazy, huh? Well, watch him say it out of his own mouth.
Any superstitions going into the game? Any special thing you carried into the game on Sunday that you had tucked away somewhere?
I did. I always sung. You know, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. She's so about the power of intention, you know, and believing things that are really going to happen. And she always makes a little altar for me at the game because she just wills it so much. And so she put together a little altar for me that I could bring with pictures of my kids. And I have these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones. And she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes, and I say all these mantras. And I stopped questioning her a long time ago. I did. I just shut up and listened. And at first I was like, this is kind of crazy. And then about 4 years ago, we were playing the Seahawks, and she said, you better listen to me. This is your year, but this is all the things you're going to have to do to win. And I did all those things, and my God, you know, it worked. It was pretty good. And then in 2015, it was about early January, and she said, you know how much I love you? And I said, yeah. And she said, I just want to let you know this is not going to be your year. Oh. And of course we lost. I said, what does 16 look like? And she said, 16 is going to be your year. So it was early January this year, and I said, babe, I'm asking, like, do we have a chance? And she said, yeah, but you're going to have to do a lot of work, and you're really going to have to listen to me. So, man, I listened to her. And right after the game, she said, see, I did a lot of work. You do your work, I do mine. She said, you're lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch.
So Tom Brady said that his wife said, you lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch. and everybody laughed. After he got done talking about the rituals that was done for him to win a football game. Is nobody seeing the reality of this? Am I tripping? How is nobody stopping and saying, wait, what did he just say? I guess that's the reality we live in, where people are just brainwashed and they laugh because the next person is laughing. Guys, God is real. There is no good witch, there is no bad witch. They all operate from the same source, and it's not God, it's sorcery. She may be doing all that for him to win, but she will pay for what she's done. She will be drained. And whoever's dealing with something like this, or if you're in the same situation, run.
And I thought Tom Brady was winning off the muscle and pure talent.
Have you seen what movie is being released this fall? Nicolas Cage in the biblical horror film The Carpenter's Son. Singer and actor portray Mary and Joseph, the parents of Jesus, in a horror retelling of Christ's story. So again, this movie is a horror film portraying the dark side of Jesus when he realizes his superpowers, and then he uses his powers to torment people. The movie, written and directed by Lofty Nathan, tells a dark story of a family hiding out in Roman Egypt. The son, known only as the boy, is written to doubt by another mysterious child and rebels against his guardian, the carpenter, being Joseph, revealing inherent powers and a fate beyond his comprehension. As he exercises his own power, the boy and his family become the target of horrors, natural and divine. The movie trailer is out, and the movie is again set to be released this fall. People reviewing the trailer have said, our first look at Nicolas Cage's Jesus horror movie is 20 seconds of agony. And isn't it fascinating that the elitists never make a mockery of Muhammad or Buddha or any other religious figure? It's always Jesus Christ, because they know that he is the way, the truth, and the life. And even though we can't say for certainty that Jesus is coming back this Feast of Trumpets, but it does seem very interesting that all the puzzle pieces are coming together, and that they would release a movie like this, whether just before the rapture or after, creating all of this distraction and further dividing and deceiving humanity to think that Jesus was here as a source of evil instead of a source of good. You see, they know that Jesus is the light of the world and that he is the hope for humanity. And by removing that hope, by removing that light, and the body of believers being removed, the restrainer against evil in this world because of the Holy Spirit that lives within the temple of the believer in Christ, they know that whether this movie is released just before the rapture or afterward, a time of 7 years of complete lawlessness, no peace on the earth, when evil will rule this world, by removing the hope for humanity, it'll further incite the violence and the lawlessness, the spirit of lawlessness that comes from the man of lawlessness, who is the AC. And while this is disturbing to the core, what disturbs me the most is how many people don't there are so many people who are believing so many lies right now. As a believer in Christ, I'm encouraged when I see all of this, because I know that the end is near. But I'm also so burdened for humanity, why I'm so passionate and heartbroken, because I don't want people to be deceived. My friend, I pray that you hear my heart. I pray that if you have ears to hear and eyes to see, that you would look at the Word of God, that you would see that Jesus is the truth, and that he is coming soon.
If this movie doesn't get a negative score on Rotten Tomatoes, then I don't know.
Dude on TikTok that's building a 10-foot tall super robot. And I say super because of the capabilities that he's implementing into his design are a little bit scary. His page started off with him just being an artist. Then he came to this design right here and decided he was going to build it out in real life. Now, obviously, this is heavily inspired by FNAF. This is not intended to be worn like an Iron Man suit, but it's going to be probably controlled by a computer and even AI. He was asked one time in a comment if it would be good or evil, and he says he doesn't know yet. But here are the capabilities he's implementing into it that are really scary. First, he wants to make it fireproof, bulletproof, waterproof. And one thing he mentions specifically is he wants it to be able to look into windows. And he wants to give it the ability to crouch so it can get into entryways and smaller spaces. But the scariest thing that he's implementing is the ability to walk and run silently where you won't be able to hear it coming. He's probably a quarter way through his build.
This guy probably looked at the Tesla robots and said, challenge accepted.
I'm finna be off TikTok. The girl and her mama and the little sister went into Texas Roadhouse, got some biscuits. Not the biscuits, the rolls. They was on basket of rolls number 2. Little homegirl who was 6 years old grabs this one of the rolls. Homegirl rips the roll in half, goes to bite it. It's staples. It's staples in the roll. Here come one of the managers. Oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Oh my gosh, we gonna comp your whole meal. Oh my gosh, so sad, so sorry this happened. Here come another manager. I don't feel comfortable comping your whole meal. Where did these staples come from? Did y'all bring the staples into the Texas Roadhouse with you in your hands and then put them and then bake them into this bread? Have you lost your mind? What the? I come in. It's Texas Roadhouse. Everybody loves Texas Roadhouse. I come in and grabs me a roll. I goes to nam on the roll, bitch, and it's a staple, a bunch of staples in the rolls, and in some way, shape, or funky ass form. That's my fault. Y'all want to go outside and fight like us? My little sister almost ate a staple out of your dinner rolls, and in some way, shape, or form, it's my fault. Y'all have lost your mind.
What if I told you Burning Man is not a festival, but it's a ritual? And every year, nearly 80,000 people flock to Black Rock City. And if you know about Black Rock, I shouldn't have to explain much more. But behind the neon lights and the art cars, there are whispers of something dark. It's a playground for the elite, shielded by radical freedom. Drugs flowing freely, secret camps with private security, underground parties where cameras and phones aren't even allowed. And then there's the symbolism. The massive wooden effigy that's burned at midnight, surrounded by many, many people that are chanting. To some, they call it art. To others, it looks like an ancient sacrificial ceremony. So why does this festival attract Silicon Valley billionaires, Hollywood stars, even politicians? Is it really about music and self-expression, or is it a testing ground for occult rituals, power networking, and social engineering? And even stranger, every year there's reports that never make headlines. There's disappearances, there's medical emergencies, there's mysterious deaths that are brushed off as accidents. So ask yourself, is Burning Man really a celebration of freedom, or is it a mask for something much darker hidden in plain sight? I'll let you be the judge.
The name of the event is Red Stars for me, and the Burning Man is just not cutting it.
What the hell? Is this a dove, y'all? What kind of bird is this? Oh shit, you got that glow. Y'all know what kind of bird this is? Is it a dove? Where'd you come from? Could this be like a sign or something? All my spiritual people, if this is a dove, what does this mean? Because this is crazy. Like, he ain't even moving, nothing. I'm mad close to it. That's crazy. Yeah, let me know what this means, y'all.
Okay, so did y'all hear that Nevada just experienced a statewide ransomware cybersecurity attack? This happened on Sunday, and they say that hackers actually infiltrated government networkers, causing all essential services to be stopped and hindered. So we're talking about Monday. People were showing up to the DMV for appointments. Everything was closed, all the offices, courthouse, to the point where police officers could not even access DMV workers. Even though 911 was still up, the dispatch system for police officers was not working, and until now, so many of these in-person offices are still closed. The governor was saying at first on Sunday that no personal data was taken from people within the state. However, as of today, when updates were given out, they're saying that some personal data may have come out. Now they're also saying that instead of attacking, the full-on government, instead of attacking the nation, there are hackers now trying to attack local states. This could affect 911. This could affect your services when it comes to disability, when it comes to welfare. All of these offices were actually shut down, and all in-person appointments as of now are still closed. Nothing is able to come about until they get all of this resolved. And because of the severity of this situation, they say that these hackers could have been infiltrating their systems for months. So we don't know how long it's going to take for their services to come back up, but this has been happening for a while through a multitude of states. We just had it happen in Georgia. I believe it happened also in Minnesota. I'm not exactly sure, but what I do see is the hacking, the conversations about the power grid, the conversations about the fact that everything is technological, and instead of worrying about some type of major, physical war, we could be heading towards a tech war where we're so dependent on our devices that if the power grid were to be shut down by some type of threat, Lord knows how we would be able to survive. And they've already shown statistics of how bad things can get. So is this one of those things where they're just hackers trying to, gain data, trying to gain people's finances? Or is it a situation where things are coming together, where they're practicing on different states and they're trying to do a full nationwide shutdown where all offices will be closed and people will be completely disarmed and unable to get the help they need? Let me know if you've heard about this Nevada cybersecurity issue. Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't, save this video, go look into it, come back, let me know what you think. This is all developing per usual. It's alleged, can't confirm or deny the facts, but I implore you to do your research. I'll be back with more updates though, so make sure you follow, stay for some more.
Considering Nevada is the third or fourth state to be attacked, whichever person or team that's doing this seems to be going through the period of trial runs.
This weird, crazy-looking monstrous thing was recorded in somebody's backyard. I don't know what that is. Is that a beast? Is that a werewolf? Is that some weirdo in a costume? I don't know, but if I saw that thing, I wouldn't be standing there taking pictures.
I'm not sure if that's real, but I don't think calling 911 would be any good.
Yeah. Okay, so the there it goes. Oh. 1800.
If you got metal plates or rods in your body, this might not be the machine for you.
So we all just got woken up to some disturbing sound all through the whole area. I just called 911 and they said they've gotten over 50 calls about it. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Are we breathing in something we shouldn't be breathing in right now?
But going back to the whole living in LA thing, I progress in my career. I'm around really big names. I'm getting invited to I guess you could say very exclusive events and parties and stuff like that. And I remember one day I got invited. So this is kind of the tipping point.
Okay.
For me in being able to see how evil Hollywood really was. So, I'm doing my thing. I'm getting a lot of followers, a lot of money. I'm living what I thought was the dream. I remember I go to a music studio in downtown LA one day because I was trying to connect with people in the music industry. And my buddy that I was telling you about earlier that I had baptized actually took me there, and he introduced me to this producer, and everything seemed very normal in the beginning. You know, it was just like a big warehouse that he owned, and we were in his studio. He was making a beat, and then after he had made me the beat and I was about to go home, he had invited me to I guess it was like a subtle initiation into occultic events. And so he had shown me a video of what he does with the warehouse when he's not working on music. And I was literally in a warehouse where they would do Luciferian swinger parties with like rituals involved. And he showed me a video on the Vimeo app. It's like another video up sharing app. It's not as big as like YouTube or stuff like that, but it was like an unlisted demo reel that he had made. Shot like really professionally and everything, but it's like literally women are doing satanic rituals with black bunny ears, locked in cages, slitting their wrists, like worshiping the devil, like for real. It wasn't just like a conspiracy theory or anything. Like I saw a demo reel that he filmed in the studio that I was in of a satanic swinger party with rituals, like blood rituals involved. And I'm like, what the heck? And I was an atheist at this time, and I was also a very, I guess you could say, like depraved, dark person during this point in my life. But even that was like way too much for me. I was like, whoa, that's a little much. Like the whole devil stuff, I didn't know that was real. I thought like the devil was just a representation of evil.
Yeah.
People just came up with these characters to make themselves feel better about the world that they lived in. That was my mindset.
Whoa.
But no, dude, like Satan's actually real. But the wheels still didn't turn until a couple years later. But that planted the seed that the spiritual realm and the devil is real, which ended up planting the seed that Jesus Christ is real.
Hey, this is Jen. I'm now in Portal, Georgia, which is located down here in Bullitt County. It was incorporated in 1914. And what we have here in front of us is a granitoid building that was built in 1910, as you can see up there, the little marker. And then this is just like a little part of Portal, and we'll walk the rest of the town. Alright, so this building right here in front of me is actually the Stewart Drug Company, which was built in 1908, which is really cool. And then if you look on the building on this other side, and yes, I know the sun is blaring out here, but you can see the mural that's on the side of this building. We also have another mural on the side of this IGA, and then back in the background right here, we have one of the cotton gins that's in the town. Alright, on the corner right there is a Carter's General Store. I wish I had dates. I'm sorry that I don't. You have a church, and then an abandoned building, and then we have a little bit more of downtown, and we'll walk it. Alright, and then this is going to be the last little bit of downtown Portal, Georgia.
This is my first time hearing about this city, but just based on the name alone, you couldn't catch me living there.
So the mental health crisis in Atlanta is insane right now. These people believe because Atlanta is called Atlanta and it's very close to Atlantis, they believe that they can summon a portal to bring back Atlantis or to recover Atlantis. So a large group of people, a cult, went up to a mountain in Atlanta and tried to open a portal by chanting the same things at the sky in efforts to get Atlantis to come back down, or whatever the case may be. Now, people will do anything but praise the Lord, bro. Like, it's absolutely insane to me. This is literally just giving me like that Forex vibe. I don't know if y'all remember Forex, but they used to get together and promise people millions of dollars, and they used to chant the same things and be in these weird meeting rooms, and a cult. People who are really believing this are truly deceived. And the Bible says in the last days, those people in the last days will seek to have their ears itch, that they are turning to false doctrine and doctrines of demons. And this is what we're seeing. Also, if you truly believe Atlanta is Atlantis, shouldn't you go in the water? Why are you trying to go? But then you're going to have people comment on this video saying, as above, so below, and all these different things. Like, I get the conspiracy theories. I get it all. I get it. But this is next level crazy. Don't care what nobody says. This is next level crazy. Also, all these people who be trying to like do these like crazy spiritual things, why don't I ever see it work? Like everybody be like, oh, we can do this. You're so powerful. You're so this, you're so that. We're such crazy human beings. We're so powerful. And they can't do anything.
Y'all, South Africa is literally rising up out the ocean. And scientists don't have no idea what the hell is causing it. They said it's actually moving, y'all. Not sinking, not going down. It's going up. It's rising. They're saying satellites and GPS stations in South Africa is watching this slowly but surely happen right in front of their eyes. They say the jump is literally pushing up from beneath. They're saying it's like a force trying to pull the land away from the sea. And the craziest part, y'all, they're trying to blame it on droughts. They're saying the reason why this is happening is because of droughts. So you trying to tell me just because it didn't rain for a while, a whole continent start lifting up? Make it make sense. They try to explain it by saying when water vanishes, the earth get lighter. Come on, y'all. What I'm trying to figure out is, why is this happening now? Why so suddenly? And why in this area? What if it ain't just water loss, y'all? What if something underneath the earth, something big is shifting? What if it's something so deep beneath the continent that's waking up, that's trying to force its way up, and we're slowly realizing it? Think about it, y'all. This is not just weather. This could be something that has a global impact.
Something else got to be going on, because I don't think that a large landmass can be affected by hydrostatic pressure.
Bro, there's so much unexplainable stuff out there. Have you heard about evil cities?
What do you mean?
There's this phenomenon that millions of people all over the world have reported. They get this overwhelming feeling of evil and dread whenever they're in certain American cities, right?
What?
Some of these cities are like Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Phoenix is one of them. They just report this overwhelming feeling of dread, and the way that they describe it, and it gives me chills talking about it, they describe it as the absolute absence of God.
What?
They say, imagine what the world would feel like if God just completely left. That's the feeling that they get when they're in these cities.
I'm sure there's a couple more cities that can be added to that list.
You think aliens are coming? Or you think,
Baby, I think they're here.
yeah.
Did you see some of these people walking around? You like, okay. okay. I see you not swallowing. I see you not swallowing, baby. Yes, indeed. God, you ain't blinked in 6 minutes. I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, well, if you're going to go there, then I'm going to go right there with you, because I've been faking like I didn't see that. But yeah, I really go there all the time. Yeah, I don't even think half of these people on TV or whatever we're seeing, I don't even think they're human. It might be some AI shit they cooked up to get us to look over here while they're stealing all our money. But, you know, I don't even know if they're real human. I don't know if they're alien or what, or if they're, I don't know.
I want y'all to look at my neck. I got a fat neck. You see that, Roseanne?
I do. Look at mine, it's all wrinkled.
If y'all see another Monique and that neck ain't fat.
Are you saying that you think they take people out and clone them and put a robot in their place?
Well, this is what I'm saying. I don't know what they doing. I don't know what they doing. What I know is our eyes, it's like you almost saying, are my eyes deceiving me? Am I saying what I think I'm saying? So I don't know what they're doing. I'm just telling y'all.
You know.
If you see me and my neck ain't fat.
Every name of each month is a name of some type of demon in Greek and Roman mythology. And of course, the system gives black folk the shortest month of the year, February, which comes from the trisexual goddess called Febris. Februs, another topic for another day.
And March is for Mars, which is a god of war.
And that's right. In those male and female, it's all Luciferic, based on Greek and Roman demonology. Oh, this is heavy.
The way the light is bending makes me think something is really there, but let me know what you think.
Look at this, man. This is Pahogan. I don't know what that is, bro. Hey, Herb, look. Bro, that's crazy.
All I want to know is who was that came up with this idea to sacrifice people. All you need to know is count me out. So the Miami Zoo decided to build an underwater tunnel so you can view alligators and crocodiles. And you gotta be a special type of person to go through one of these tunnels, cause if that starts to leak, oh wee, lunch. Like you see how that crocodile acting? One false move and that situation has become extreme. Is there a weight limit for you to go through this? What if the tube leaks? What if it shatters? What if him and his boys decide to come full speed at that tube to try to crack that? All I'm gonna say is count me out. Like, I don't understand why people want to risk their lives for something that's not worth it. Willing to meet they maker sooner rather than later. If this the type of adventure you looking for, go ahead and try it out. But remember, count me out.
Those crocodiles were acting like they missed their breakfast at lunchtime.
Did y'all know that it was a tribe that was at war with mermaids, like a supernatural war? And the people were literally terrified of these supernatural creatures? Let's talk about it. So the tribe is called the Rele tribe, or some might call them the Mercy people that live in Ethiopia. Members of this tribe have talked about how basically everyone is terrified of these mermaids. Yes, like real life mermaids. These people don't think that these are mythical creatures. These are real life things that's really going on over there. And they discussed how basically they are afraid that they might make the mermaids angry and the mermaids might take their family. Because you got to think, when the people are going to the river to wash clothes or to wash themselves and to get drinking water and stuff like that, they have to go to these rivers, and they're terrified that the mermaids will get them and take their family underneath with them. And something that was very interesting that I watched on the interview, and I'm going to tag the person below that showed the interview on here, they discuss how they only take the navel, so the belly button, and the tongue. So I don't know what that symbolizes, but basically if you see a body out there and it's missing a tongue and a navel, they know that the mermaids got a hold of them. But yeah, they talk about how they try to stay away from them and how they just really are like terrified of these creatures, and that they're not like Ariel and the mermaids that we know and love. And I just find it so crazy how there's always different variations to these creatures. But yeah, to them, these creatures is nothing mythical, sweet, and pretty. They are terrified of them. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I'm going to tag the person with the full video below of the people of this tribe discussing how terrified they are of these mermaids.
Yo, what's going on with Miley Cyrus? This was her and her Gucci sponsorship, and something is very off because it's giving like witch. Like, it's literally giving witch. And mind you, I don't mean this in a rude way, because I love Miley Cyrus, and I'm just like, what does it profit a man to gain the whole entire world but loses his soul? I keep saying this time and time again. And we know that she just mocked God, saying that she believed that God was gay in an interview last month. And then, you get what I'm saying? But the crazy thing is, it's not just that photo. Like, it's all of the photos. And the eyes, they do not lie. Mind you, she was just with Rick Owens. This is his wife, Michelle Amy. And we know that she is a self-professing witch. It's nothing, she's not hiding it. She's straight raw with it. She did an interview with them and things like that. And I feel like all of this since then, she has been kind of seeming soulless. We talked about Jenna Ortega and a lot of these other artists who seem to have had a light in their eyes before, and now they don't. And you have to pose the question, why is that? What is going on? Let me say this again, I love Miley Cyrus. I just don't love what she has become.
Top, meu patrão. Chama na alta. Caralho.
With all those balloons, this guy probably added 2% to Party's City's revenue, but that's it for the video. Thanks for kicking it with me, but before you leave, hit the like button and sub up, and let me know what you think about any of those clips in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.